Hey guys, my name is Betty and I am the founder of Fluoresce. We are a small business located in Rhode Island in which we sell sunglasses and swimwear to women. Now, today I'm actually going to be creating a video for you to show you how to successfully coordinate your own affordable photo shoot. Because when I first started out and I wanted to understand how to create a photo shoot for my brand, it was very difficult to find any content or organized information to do so. So I wanted to make this video to just give you a simple and easy format to follow along with in order to successfully coordinate an affordable photo shoot for your brands or any of your purposes. Without further ado, let's dive right in. In order to successfully coordinate a photo shoot, you will need 5 components. The first being a location. The second is your model or models. Third is going to be any props that you want in the scene. Fourth is a photographer. And the fifth and final option, which is actually optional, so not required, is any videographer that you would want on set. Now, my goal when completing any photo shoot for my brand is to have the most affordable but professional looking photo shoot that I can have. So throughout this video, I will actually be giving you a ton of tips and tricks that you can implement throughout your photo shoot in order to just minimize costs as much as possible. So let's dive right into the first element, which is location. Now, when considering a location for your photo shoot, know that you can either go with the indoor option or outdoor option. However, if you decide to go with an outdoor scenery, know that this is most likely going to be your affordable option because you can actually drive around your neighborhood, go to a public park, find any beautiful street art. So literally, these are free public resources that you can utilize for your purposes. So if you've ever noticed any really cool locations around your area, feel free to post up there and just start your photo shoot. However, on the flip side, you can also go with an indoor option, but just know you will most likely have to pay for this. So, for instance, my first brand photo shoot, I actually reached out to a friend who owns a gym, and he was able to give me a discounted rate for use per hour. However, if I would have chosen an outdoor scenery or a public park, then I will have no cost at all compared to a discounted price. So just keep that in mind moving forward. Definitely, I would recommend choosing an outdoor scenery because it's most likely going to be free. But at the end of the day, it is all up to you. Now, element number 2 are your models or model. So typically when I am looking for a model, I try to utilize my resources using social media. When I am hosting a brand photo shoot for Fluoresce, I actually reach out to beautiful women or men that I've seen on my social media. So if you know of any influencers that pop out into your mind right away, or just any beautiful friends that you have, whether they have experience or no experience in front of a camera, just feel free to shoot them a message and ask them if they are willing to participate in your photo shoot. More than likely, they are going to say yes. One, because this is a very fun experience for you and your models. And two, I always offer to give them their pictures after the photo shoot, so it just gives them a little more incentive to participate. Now, keep in mind, when you are considering Instagram friends for your photo shoot, typically the more experience they have, they will require compensation. Now, if you go for someone with less experience or a friend, someone that you know very well that doesn't typically do photo shoots, I simply like to offer them free merchandise. So whatever I am shooting for the day, I like to give them the choice and give them one free pair of Sunnies to go home with. That is actually a great idea for you because once they go home and rock your product, just ask them to simply tag you on any photos that they put out there. So this is free advertising for you in the future. So now element number 3 is going to be your props. So when coordinating a photo shoot, you really need to visualize and think about all elements of the photo shoot. So literally picture the background of the photos. If you did decide to go with an indoor option, are you going to be purchasing a backdrop for the photos? Or are you just going to use the main scenery of the building or your public space? So consider what the background is going to look like and whether or not you want to purchase a backdrop. Or I also like to incorporate any fun props or miscellaneous items that the model could hold in their hand that will just add a nice effect to the photo overall. For instance, in my last brand photo shoot for Fluoresce, I had the model holding up a bouquet of flowers because my business represents beauty and floral prints. So it was just a fitting element that contributed so dramatically to the photos. However, if you are trying to keep this as affordable as possible, you can also consider any DIY projects and any fun and small accessories that you can create with anything you have at home. So I definitely urge you to be creative and also just visualize your photo shoot. What is it going to look like? What props do you want in there in order to enhance the photos and its effects? Keep that in mind moving forward. Now, element number 4 is your photographer. Now, normally when I am in search of a photographer that's going to be taking the photos for my brand photo shoots, I love, love, love to utilize my Instagram. This is a great way to work with any local talented artists and also a great way to keep it as affordable as possible. I typically like to go for photographers that are just beginning off on their Instagram and building their portfolio because normally they will not charge you. So if you actually reach out to a local talented photographer that is just beginning off, they are more than likely to not charge you for their services because they're looking to build their portfolio and just add more photos to their page. This would definitely be considered a win-win situation for both of you. You get a photographer for free and they get the photos for their Instagram or just any social media purposes. Now, with that being said, I would definitely recommend that you utilize your Instagram and search for any local beginning photographers because they're going to be your most affordable option. On the other hand, you do have the option of going to a studio, which comes included with your background, your scenery, your props, and even a photographer. So you have all those services at a bundled price, but typically that ranges from about $150 minimum and up. So it's really up to you if you want to keep this as affordable as possible and be creative, or if you just want to take the easy way out and then pay for everyone else to do the background work, that is also okay. All right, so now for the 5th and final element, that is going to be your videographer. As I mentioned before, this is an optional element within the photo shoot. However, in my opinion, it's a great way to provide more informative information to your consumers. There's a lot that can be shown through a picture, but there's so much more to be told through a video. And personally, I've found that consumers love to interact with your brand and get a little behind the scenes intel and just get more of a personal feel for what's going on here. So this is a great way to do that with a video. However, I say this is optional because this is really where it starts to get pricey. So going back to the photographers, I would offer you the same piece of advice. Definitely try to utilize your Instagram and seek out any beginning videographers because more than likely it's going to be considered a collaboration, which means that this is a project in which both of these brands are coming together as one. In that case, they will more than likely offer their services for free. However, if you're seeking out the help from an experienced videographer, more than likely the starting costs are going to be at a minimum about $70, and that's being very generous. I've come into contact with videographers that range typically with a minimum rate of about $100. So that is still on the conservative side. I've seen a lot larger prices as well. So just keep in mind, a videographer is optional, but it is a great way to provide a behind the scenes look for your consumers and also just provide a fun and interactive way to be a little more real with your consumers, a little more realistic and informative. So ultimately, it is your choice and it can definitely cut back on a lot of costs. So just keep that in mind moving forward. Now, although I did say there are only 5 elements to coordinating an affordable photo shoot, I do want to add a little key component in the end. And so for my sixth and final element, I'm going to add visualization. What I mean by this is that you really need to replay the entire event in your mind from beginning to end. I would highly recommend you do this so you cover all your bases, so you do not miss any important opportunities or any important details that you will later regret. For instance, I would recommend that you begin the visualization at the start of the photo shoot. So are you going to need any additional tables? If it's indoors, are you going to need an outfit for your models, or are you asking them to bring in their own clothing? It's actually, this was a learning lesson for myself, but are the models going to be wearing their own makeup, or are you providing a makeup artist that's going to be doing that for them? So really, you need to think about all these small details so you don't have to face these problems during the photo shoot. You really want to try to prevent any issues as much as possible. Be over prepared, so in case any inconveniences do occur, you are more than likely able to overcome these challenges. Do not stop there. Do not stop in the middle of your photo shoot or towards the beginning. Literally play it out in your mind all the way up until the end. You really need to consider whether or not you're going to be switching locations, if you are going to be having the models switch their clothing, is there a bathroom that you may need or an additional room, dressing room. So really replay the entire photo shoot in your mind so you can cover all your bases, you don't encounter any surprises during the day of, and you can be over prepared. So in case any issues do arise, you are more than likely able to overcome them in a very calm manner. So that's all I have for you all today. As I mentioned, I wanted to make this video because I found it very difficult to find organized information online on how to coordinate an affordable photo shoot. So I really hope this helps you all. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to write a review down below. I am more than willing to answer any questions, but also please remember to subscribe if you like the information you are hearing. I will definitely be posting more business-related content in the near future, so definitely stay tuned, guys, and have a great day.